the this, here goes the that, and we live.
What is going on? This is the one and only IT and the D show. We're all the way at episode 390, not 290, Randy.
Not 290, Randy.
This is Bob the Sales Guy. That is Dave the Geek. Randy, I do the Twitters, is doing the Twitters, and he's 100 episodes off. Find us online, IT and the D.com, or do us a favor, give us a like on the socials and subscribe to us everywhere. Fine podcasts are sold.
Yeah, and again, the standard. No, we haven't set up events yet. Although who knows? I mean, things are starting to loosen up. I mean, you listen to one set of people, then things are getting better. You listen to another set of news reports, and oh shit, we're on the verge of like wave 2.5. Who knows? So
we have to go down to Florida.
Huh?
We have to go down to Florida if we want to have an event.
I mean, wouldn't Ohio be closer?
Maybe. No, but they're open like we are, though.
Oh, man.
But hey, while you're having downtime, this episode is brought to you by our friends at Brilliant. If you have not checked them out yet, you need to. We've been talking about it for a few weeks now. Brilliant is an app and a website. While you have this downtime going on, while you're watching crappy movies and subtitles, I've ran out of stuff to basically watch. So why not enlighten your mind?
How.
Exactly. This isn't like courseware. This isn't like get a cert. What this is stuff to keep your brain sharp and everything STEM. Whether you want to, keep up with algebra, if your kids are doing homework. I've been doing the crypto thing on the app. I've been taking a couple segments each time, and I think I don't want to say I understand crypto. I don't think I ever will. But honestly, the way this is written, I have understood it the best that I ever have in my entire life. There's stuff on algorithms. It's really, really slickly done. The people that put it together are brilliant. There's about 60 different courses. Keep your mind sharp. Do us a favor. Go to brilliant.org/IT in the D. Sign up for free. And the first 200 people are going to get 20% off the annual premium membership. Seriously, it's super cool app. One of the best put together educational apps. There's no exams at the end, no proctored stuff. Just really cool to follow learning, all on STEM. So check them out, brilliant.org/IT in the D, or download the app on Apple and on Google. Appreciate it.
And cheers. Shot. Boom. Yeah.
I don't have a shot in front of me.
Well, and you know what I'm not doing a shot of? And I feel the need to warn everyone because I've seen so many people posting about this wicked pickle crap. And okay, so at first I thought, okay, worst case scenario, it's going to be like a combined Nickelback or Pickleback. It's going to be.
Do you remember when we did that?
When we did the Moonshine and the Jameson?
No. When we combined them, so we said, hey, instead of the chaser, we'll just mix them together, and it tasted like poop.
No, I must have been close to the end.
You were there.
I'm physically, I'm sure I was.
Right.
No, so so you know that like the spicy pickles that like I bring to like the tailgates for the Bloody Marys?
Delicious.
Yeah, but do you ever take a shot of the brine from the spicy pickle jar?
No.
Yeah, that's what that tastes like.
Oh, I did it homemade with jalapeno, but I wasn't about to drink it.
Yeah, there's no whiskey taste whatsoever. It just tastes like spicy pickle brine. And yeah, like I could almost see using that as the pickle in a pickleback, but it's whiskey, so it'd be like a double shot with a little. Just not a fan.
It's all about the duck fart these days.
Of course,
nothing you're describing sounds good.
Duck fart, they're delicious.
Well,
I have to come clean. I don't want to apologize because it was my own opinions and thoughts. But WandaVision, you redeemed yourself, and I'm sorry for doubting you on episode.
I was like, wait, do I have to bring out the views and opinions of Bob Waltonspiel? Necessarily reflect.
No, I was getting angry with the Easter egg videos because I didn't understand any single reference.
And we talked about that, and you didn't need to.
No, but
you didn't need to watch them.
So I got to the end. And I watched the Easter egg videos, which I don't know how they come out so fast. These guys are the uber nerds of the planet. And it didn't make me angry. I actually enjoyed it. So like the ending was spectacular. It was everything I was hoping for. But apparently the internet's is mad.
But because I loved the one article that was like WandaVision fails to deliver on anything it never said it was going to do.
You're right. Well, the only thing I didn't know, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it yet, I'm sorry. But like who that green chick was at the end, I didn't know who that was.
The Skrulls. That was from Captain Marvel.
Yeah, Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
I hated that movie anyway. I didn't hate it, but it was.
Or
Well,
the post-credit
that's so-
scene of Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yep.
I remember seeing that too. Yeah, I mean, it looked vaguely familiar, but I didn't go like, "Oh my god, it's
Oh my God, it's Gamora. Wait, no, it's not. Shit.
Right. I knew it wasn't Gamora, and I knew it was leading into Doctor Strange 2, which I probably I wasn't a.
And I mean, it may or may not. Like, so like there's the whole theory that it's going to lead into her going up to space to kind of reprise the Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel thing with Nick Fury and the Skrulls up in the space station there.
Well, isn't the bad FBI guys Mephisto?
There's that
Oh,
theory, but yeah, who knows? I mean, I do. I mean, and for what it's worth, I mean, I'm in complete agreement. Like I've been singing this show's praises since I sat down and started. And granted, I didn't start watching it till the 4th episode dropped. But then I've been one of those, okay, come on, load, let's go. Every Friday. And it was amazing. I thought they did a great job. Not being the Mandalorian. Like everybody's like, oh, there's going to be a Luke Skywalker level cameo. No, dude, I thought the Vision versus Vision thing was friggin' amazing. I thought that sets up future storylines to keep.
Well, that was that was the Martha thing. Like, why'd you say that
Why'd
name?
you say that name?
Like, elaborate. Now they're buddies, like.
But no. So I mean, I do. I think they did.
I saw Paul Bettany felt kind of guilty for, leaking that surprise cameo statement.
Oh, I just thought it was crazy. Oh, because he had said, "Oh, it's someone that I've wanted to work with for a long, long time, and I can't wait." Oh, yeah, that was I thought that was hilarious.
He was great, by the way. He I don't want to say he made that series, but he was really like all the actors and actresses were super good. Yeah, because like I said, I wrote it off at episode 1, then I hated it 7, 8, and like the whole thing as a whole. I really appreciate, again, as we talk about having all this downtime, filling downtime with something cool to look forward to and watch. So, hats off to Marvel and appreciate it.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier kicks off next week, no?
Yeah, this week is the behind the scenes of WandaVision.
Yep.
Wish they would have called it Bucky and Papa Doc, but that's all right.
Papa Doc.
You can't have it. Yeah.
Falcon was Papa Doc in 8 Mile.
Oh,
the bad guy rapper.
Jeez, that was so long ago.
Yeah. He went to Cranbrook. That's a private school. Yeah, that whole.
Yeah. I remember now.
So I guess speaking of 8 Mile, there's the natural segue into apparently these kids today are making another run at trying to cancel Eminem. Good luck with that, folks.
No, they're not. This whole thing goes back to what I used to bitch about 5 years ago, where 7 people bitching on Twitter becomes a news article that gets picked up by BuzzFeed, and then it gets clicks, and then all the national, local news outlets pick that up because that got clicks.
And make it become a thing.
Yeah, they create these outrage storms out of nothing, and it's a big nothing. And then all of a sudden it goes, everyone's so mad about everything that everybody looks around to the left and right going, I'm not mad.
Are you mad at that? I'm not mad. Are you mad at that?
The red Starbucks cup was one guy. What?
Right.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
Be sure to drink your Ovaltine. Like this is what it feels like to me every time.
No, and it's, dude, I'll even go a step further. I think it's like the discussion we had last week about Grease and people trying to cancel that without understanding the context. I mean, I thought, the interview or the quotes that I saw from Eminem that said, basically, you morons, it's not glorifying violence against women. It's shit that happens in real life. And that's why I partnered with Rihanna to tell this story and that kind of stuff. And I thought his tone deaf, the tone deaf video is freaking amazing. The lyrics are just incredible as a snapback. It's I love it.
Well, then you knew this was coming. It just was a matter of time. Pepe Le Pew got pulled from Space Jam 2. Chappelle called that one 10 years ago.
Yeah, and I guess that's the thing. I mean, is it that men are rapey and creepy, or just French guys? Like, because I always just assumed that was French guys that were rapey and creepy.
Or you could say he was, like half white, half black. I don't know if that was the tone that Mel Blanc was. I don't know, but they pulled him from Space Jam 2, which I'm not going to see anyway, because
it was apparently filmed and already cut a while ago. Like they filmed it a while ago and cut it a while ago, and they switched directors. So it wasn't a recent development. It just happened to come out that it happened.
But here's the thing: these things like the M&M thing, it all starts with these Twitter accounts with nobody's face on the thing and not a real name, and
That are
it's
an egg, and they have, or their Facebook profile has 4 photos, and 2 of them are like models, and the other 2 are like, yeah,
right. They're all trash. They're all troll accounts.
yeah.
They're trying to get a rise out of people, and they're doing it, and they laugh about it. Speaking of which, I had a fascinating conversation. I don't know if you got a chance to read that article that I sent off on
Which one?
The one on pineapple pizza.
And it was funny. I actually used that article in a discussion that I was having last night with somebody who just basically asked, okay, so explain it like I'm 5. What's a bot and how do they work?
Right. So, well, it was introduced to me. Did you hear how the government uses the pineapple pizza argument, or foreign governments use pineapple pizza to divide us? And I go, stop talking. They go,
shut
dude,
up.
They go, it's in DHS.gov, like Department of Homeland Security. So I'm like, I'm listening.
Go
and then,
on.
For the show, I go, it's on NBC. All right, I'll send it to the show, because I don't want to send stupid shit to the show. And I start reading about it, and apparently, because foreign governments apparently try to create divisiveness, and they want Americans to argue, and all the memes and everything you've ever known,
more or less so than our own government.
Probably both. But like, I didn't really realize, like, my whole thing is like, eat what you like, you know what I mean? And right. I don't know why do you care what anyone else eats, but it gets heated. Like, people get angry, and like, that's what they want. And there's a whole thing. Krebs on security, who wasn't he the cybersecurity advisor under Trump, or is he now? Or I don't remember Krebs on security, but he's like, they're basically trying to, he's the one that was kind of behind finding this thing, and that it's not just us arguing with pizza people.
I thought that was hilarious, that there's the 5 steps of, basically planning a topic, finding a topic, getting, planning a topic, getting it in the media, and then using that as as supporting evidence for your argument. It's everything that you already knew was going on, but it was really, it was nice to see it all in one article.
Yeah, here's the 5. It's targeting divisive issues, moving accounts into place, which is building bot account or fake accounts, amplifying and distorting the conversation, making the mainstream, which is kind of what we talked about, those 7 Twitter things, then all of a sudden BuzzFeed,
and then it becomes a BuzzFeed article, and now it's suddenly news. Yeah.
And then taking the conversation into the real world, that when NBC picks it up,
yeah,
which is what I'm reading right now, is NBC. So again, something is stupid and simple. But again, I don't know how that divides us. Like, I don't like.
Well, it's there's a reason why sleep deprivation is a valid torture method. If you're on edge, you are less likely to be thinking clearly about other issues.
But I don't walk out of the house going, "Robble, robble, pineapple." You know what I mean?
Okay, like, you don't, but so it's that. But if you're general, because dude, you never know what, like, we all walk around with a certain general level of tension in our lives. And it's and if dumb shit gets, like, you're good at it. Like, you're good, kind of like I am, is, yeah, you might get fired up in the moment, but then you let shit go. And it's like, meh, it's that. But there are people that carry that with them all day and will rabble, 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 pineapple pizza, rabble, 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 like it ruins their day.
You like Skittles? Like,
like, if I brought you like a pizza from your favorite pizza joint, and it had all of your favorite toppings on it, but I added mushrooms, you would be angry.
No, you've seen me. I just don't eat.
No, it's right, because you can't even pick them off. Like, no, I contaminated the whole pizza.
It's got the sauce on it from the mushroom.
It's got the juice.
The juice, yeah. No, I would leave and go to Taco Bell. That's what I've done. Because that was my conspiracy theory, is when you guys didn't want me to eat your food, you'd put mushrooms on it, and you knew I wouldn't touch it. But I didn't get angry about it, and it's not divisive. Like, it's not like I'm going to start something, create memes. It's just trash on good pizza. And it grows in poop. That's why I don't like it.
I don't know. So anyway, so you know what? Speaking of trash, I'm curious. because I've seen mixed reviews. I have not seen it yet. It's on my agenda for this week. So how was Coming to America 2?
It was fine. It was exactly what you thought it was going to be. It was, so imagine more, the marketing placements couldn't, it was like Wayne's World. We're so Wayne's Worldy.
Oh, really?
Like, try this delicious bottle of Crown Royal. It is good and it is yummy. Like,
nice.
Like it was like every cameo they could possibly come up with. Like, hey,
I heard Daryl's not in it.
He passed away.
No, somebody in a Facebook thread looked him up. He's still alive.
Oh, because when I saw that they didn't bring it too, and I go, I thought he died like 5 years ago.
Coming to America.
His name Eric something.
Eric LaSalle. No, he's still alive.
Wow. They missed the boat on that whole thing, because that should have been a thing if he's still alive. Maybe him and Tyler Perry got an argument. Who knows?
Although I did see. And we're so going to come back.
Here's the thing: the people.
We're so going to come back on Tyler Perry in a second. But I loved. I saw an interview with Arsenio Hall today.
Yeah,
and he was like, yeah, he's like, dude, he's like, everybody was like, Eddie for years was like, no, we're not doing it, we're not doing it, we're not doing it. And he's like, and then like you keep seeing everybody else making money off of it. He's like, you see like these restaurants in New York that are rebranding as McDowell's and like dressing their employees up like McDowell's. And we've got like Beyonce calling us going, hey, what's it going to cost to get the cast to show up dressed like Coming to America? And he's like, so screw it, we're going to do it. And he was like the first draft. He had Tracy Lawrence as his kid. And he was like, dude, you guys are like the same age. You can't do that. Like, that's not going to be your kid.
Martin Lawrence?
No, not Tracy. Oh God, who am I thinking of?
Lords?
No, Tracy Morgan.
Oh yeah. Well, he's in the movie.
Yeah, but they were like, that was his son in the first draft, and he was like, you guys are like the same age. Shut up.
I mean, here's the thing. It was what. I don't know anyone that got angry about it, because it was what it needed to be. It was fun. It was a nostalgia movie. It was like watching Jane Silent Bob 4 or whatever the last one they did.
Right, yeah,
cameos and nostalgia and one-liners and it was good. I enjoyed it for the trash that I've been watching lately. It was great, with that bar being that low.
Right.
In the grand scheme of things, it was a good use of it was a good movie. It was fun.
So speaking of trash, and Tyler Perry, so there's a good double segue for you. The British royal family is racist. Would you have ever guessed?
Shocking. Cares?
Interbreeding pasty white people care about melatonin.
Dude, well, number one,
melanin.
Let's remember we fought a war 245 years ago, so I don't have to give a shit about the royal family. I want to start there.
Can you imagine British people arguing about the Kardashians? The same shit.
It absolutely is. But I will say this: I did not have Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey being responsible for bringing down the British monarchy on my bingo card as we continue into 2021, because like, who knew that like Tyler Perry provided them a safe house basically when they came to the United States to get away from all this bullshit, and Oprah just laid out the question after question after question. I only, granted, I didn't sit down and watch it. I just caught all the highlights over the course of today on snippets and shows and that kind of stuff. But god damn,
I will watch an interview about the same time I watch the Golden Globes. Like that's about
that too. Although the one thing I did find the one snippet that I did find really interesting is that Diana apparently kind of foresaw that the day would come when William would want to break away, and so left him a much larger trust than her brother, so that they had kind of a nest egg to fall back on and get the hell away from the royal family. So yeah, that's a hell of a thing.
You mean Harry?
Harry, sorry.
So what you're saying is
William's
Meghan,
the oldest one.
Yeah. So what you're saying is Meghan's going to get Diana pretty soon.
Dude,
you ever read the conspiracy theories on why she died?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Are we allowed to watch conspiracy theories nowadays, or is that forbidden?
I mean, depends on how stupid they are. If they
Some of them are pretty stupid.
anything that starts with the letter Q, banned. Can't
Oh,
no.
No, the new one now is
nothing about quiche. Nothing about.
no, the new one now is Blue Anon for the other side.
Oh, good Lord!
Apparently, what is the Urban Dictionary already banned that word? They deleted it.
Nice.
I give up.
So
people.
my favorite meme about the thing was a picture of the interview, and it was labeled "Millionaires talking to a billionaire in a secluded villa about oppression."
Right. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But then while we're on the topic of the UK, what the hell was the social media manager for Burger King UK thinking this morning when they woke up and said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to kind of halfway troll to make a point, and sends off a tweet that says, women happy, or like it was, because today's International Women's Day, and sends off a tweet that says, women belong in the kitchen. Granted,
and
followed it up with you can't do that. Then followed it up with another tweet that said ... if they want to be, and then laid out this whole thing about how they're doing this like plan and this scholarships to get women.
80% of their cooks are men, and they want to change that.
Right. Yeah, get women. But you shouldn't have started with that. Like
no, that was
or if at the very least, if you wanted to keep that sentence, keep it in the same tweet as the next one. Like, don't post it by itself.
Yeah, because that's the one that's
better off. Don't post
getting you lit on fire.
And they said, why would we delete a tweet that's drawing attention? That's the thing. People are talking about Burger King when no one would before.
Clicks, yeah.
If you put Burger King's got a scholarship for women, like fart in the wind. You put this, you got idiots like us talking about it on podcasts across the pond. When we never talk about Burger King because their food's trash, for one. For two, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a nice sentiment from them, and it's a shitty way to get attention.
It was a dumb lead. It absolutely.
And there's no woman going, "Oh, you made a trash statement, but you have a scholarship. I'll cook for Burger King now." Like, sign out of here.
Speaking of food, this was like I genuinely don't. Maybe it's because I've never even seen anything like this on their menu. Explain to me how Old Shillelagh is the most vegan friendly Irish pub in the nation.
Nation?
Yeah, dude. That's
about 2 years ago, I think they redesigned their menu. They have a phenomenal lunch.
I've had a burger there. I've had like a French dip. Like I've had like meat there. I don't think I've ever seen anyone order anything vegan there.
So as the story goes, we'll get back to the vegan, whatever that is, in a minute. What they said, Bailey's shot glasses with the beads on St. Patrick's Day. And my friends couldn't stop laughing because around, halfway through the day or you need some food, fill your belly. And the little Bailey's shot glass cup around my neck kept catching the little bits of corned beef that kept falling out off my sandwich. And then they pointed it out, and then I ate it. And then to this day, it's like been 20 years later. And
there's shots of corned beef.
And I did. Yeah, there's bits of corned beef in my whiskey. But what's do they have a salad and like? What do they have on the menu that's quote unquote?
I actually meant to reach out to Mikey to ask about this, and I just got busy.
Jackfruit meat? What the hell's that?
I mean,
jackfruit. It's a weird.
It's a fruit,
giant, but it's fruit. It's not meat.
Like little things around it, but it has the texture.
It's not meat. It's fruit. And then apparently a shepherd's pie made with plant-based beef. I guess good on them for having options. But that's not what I think about when I go there.
I've gone there several times for lunch when I was working downtown. And like I said, the food is amazing, but the place is always dead. Like people always think of Shillelagh as like this after midnight, go do shots and dance to
Guinness in a plastic. Guinness in a plastic cup.
That's what Old Shillelagh is up until, the last year. And then speaking of the last year, I wanted to ask you, so you just shot out a note that said, "Am I COVID app push?"
Yeah. So I never get pushes to download apps.
Okay.
And I got a notification on the top saying, "Am I COVID app?" And there's a whole screen in Android basically saying this is an app to track who's got COVID. download it. It doesn't use much battery, but it sends out Bluetooth. And if you're around anyone that
I've had it for the better part of a year.
That app,
Yeah.
I never knew it existed. I don't know why it pushed it to me today.
I find it interesting that you got a push about the existence of the app. Like I thought maybe you got notified, because what it does is, so it uses Bluetooth and it creates a GUID for your phone. And like, so basically Bluetooth, you've got to be within 10 feet of each other, yada, yada, yada. And so it keeps track of any other Bluetooth GUIDs that it happens to be around. And then there's a self-reporting feature in there. And so like if anybody that you've been in contact with winds up popping positive, you'll get a push notification that says,
you have to tell it that you got positive.
I believe there's also because it does all sync up back with the state database.
Okay. So it says notify others, then you have to say it.
That. But so I do think like if you pop positive during a test where you have given the testing facility that same phone number, it will also pop.
Okay.
I don't think there's any way to link it specifically to you. I think that was one of the selling points, is that it's kind of anonymous.
Well, but that's the thing. It's anonymous on your side, not necessarily on the person's side.
But if it's me and
like you only get a push that, hey, someone you were in contact with within the last 7 days has popped positive. It doesn't tell you who doesn't give you the phone number, doesn't give you any of that shit.
Right, but I don't think there's any way to link test results to it. I think you do have to. It's one of the next steps.
Okay. I thought.
But if there's two of us at Old Shillelagh and one of us gets a pop that there's someone here that's got it, it's either me or the bartender. I'm just saying. But I downloaded them. It's active.
Yeah, no, I've had that installed and running for a while. I've never gotten a ping or anything like that. I've never gotten a pop or anything like that. So
yeah, my folks got the second vaccine. I was worried that they were going to get sick, and they were completely fine. So that's very odd.
There's been a wide variety of reactions to the second. Like me, I didn't really get anything. My friend Lindsay said that almost 24 hours to the minute, she got almost a migraine level headache. There are other people that I know that say they were down for almost 2 days with feeling sick. The weird thing about that, and some of the articles that I've been reading and that kind of stuff say, because so these mRNA vaccines, these 2-dose vaccines, do not carry COVID. They just have the the messenger, hey, find the protein, kill the protein. That if you have a super strong reaction to it, it's likely that you've been an asymptomatic carrier, and it's your body going into attack and defend mode.
Yeah, I wish I knew more about vaccines. I know nothing, so I just take my doctor's.
Also, and that's why I'm sure we will talk about it more next week. Just as a general note, dude, hard to believe. Next Monday is going to be the 1-year anniversary of the last time we were in studio together.
It feels like 3 years ago. It really does.
And also, like last week, both at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. It feels. It's like we were talking about the Lansing Con. Yeah, it feels like it was 10 years ago. It also feels like it was 3 months ago, but it was 5 years ago. But no, yeah, dude, like this past year, it's weird how fluctuating the concept of time has been. There are times where it seems like it crawls, and then it's like, holy shit, it's been a year. Who knew?
So one of the other I didn't even realize existed, and you probably have. I've never heard of this reference before, but the Westfall universe,
the Westfall theory, yeah.
Yeah, so basically,
we've even talked about it on the show before.
I don't ever remember talking about it in my life, or who knows how many drinks I had while we were doing it.
Yeah.
But basically, if you don't know what it is, St. Elsewhere was a show I never watched, but it ended
had possibly like the most controversial ending up until The Sopranos.
Well, it was a snow globe, correct?
So the premise, the ending was that the entire 6 seasons of the show happened in the mind of an autistic kid that had a snow globe that had a little model of this hospital named St. Eligius, which was the name of the hospital in St. Elsewhere. And that all of the events of the past 6 seasons were strictly in his mind. And so if you're going to, so then this Westfall theory, because the kid's name was Tommy Westfall, the theory is that, okay, so if you're going to buy that premise that everything that happened during those 6 seasons and those characters and those actors only existed or only exist in that kid's mind, then let's cross-pollinate to all of the other actors and all of the other like cross-pollination appearances and that kind of stuff that happened. And I believe it said at the last count there are 441 shows.
Yep.
As a result,
not even
that
the
only
actors,
exist.
but specifically the characters that were in the crossovers.
Yep.
Everything ranging from I Love Lucy to The Flash.
Star
theory
Trek.
holds.
The X-Files, The Wire, like all fall into this category.
Yeah, it's basically a large chunk of all television that can be tied back to this theory.
There's a whole wiki that is just all of the references, all of the things that exist in the Tommy Westfall universe.
See, now it's funny, like half the people loved it. Apparently it's like split 50-50. It's pineapple on pizza. It's 50% of the people loved it. The other 50% like absolutely thought it was hot garbage. There was like no in between, you know. You know what it is? It's that shitty piece of art at that high-end art gallery, and you have someone like goes, "Oh my God, I can totally see it." It's
the 3-year-old could do that with a sneeze. Like,
yeah, and then you got the other guy like me going, "Man, you threw shit against the wall." Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I think it's the same kind of thing holds through, where some people actually look at it and going, "Jesus Christ, this is brilliant." And other people are like, "Why would you do this to me? I sat and watched this show for 6 years. The people on the island were in purgatory. Kiss my ass, JJ."
Oh yeah, that season of Dallas that the whole thing was a dream, and like she wakes up and he's in the shower. But like I said, I mean, up until the ending of The Sopranos, like that was one of like, if not the most controversial ending to a TV series.
Oh, so here's how it goes. Donald Westfall and two of the doctors visited Sam Malone, the bar from Cheers. Cheers introduced Frasier Crane of Frasier. John Hemingway, the John Larroquette show, called into Frasier's talk show. John Larroquette mentioned Yo-Yo Dine, a manufacturing client from Wolfram and Hart, another client. Anyway, this goes on and on and on and on. Red Dwarf and
Malcolm in the Middle.
Jeez. Cosby Show, Law and Order, Murder She Hopes.
Picket Fences, Veronica Mars, Star
Alf,
Trek,
Knight Rider, like
CSI.
Gomer Pyle. Yeah.
Hey, but on a better 80s note, so we've all been watching, I assume, the Netflix Transformer series.
Yeah.
I started and I didn't have time and I haven't gotten back to it, but it's on my list.
And apparently this next drop is bringing back Stan Bush. And for those of you who don't know who Stan Bush is, number one, shame on you. Number two, he is the one who wrote The Touch, which was the theme song from
You Got the Touch.
You Got the Touch. He is coming back and writing. He has written True Believer is the name of the song. It is out on YouTube and everywhere fine music is sold. And it's got that same like 80s cartoon rock vibe. Yay. Looking forward to I want to see that on screen.
One of the funniest headlines I've seen this week, it's actually funnier than I've seen in months. It's from the BBC, right? He's a big fan of BBC. And basically it says COVID, Japan asked China to stop anal tests on its citizens. So apparently they're doing the anal swabs in China, and Japanese people going over to China are getting Q-tips in their buttholes.
And there was actually a response in the article because apparently several U.S. diplomats objected, filed an objection, and China said, "Oh no, we didn't do it to them, just the Japanese, we promise."
They claimed increases the detection rate. They're probably like, you know what? If you're going to shut the economy down, I'm sticking this shit up your ass. Like and they're doing it in the name of science. And don't argue with me.
Say we're bored. We got nothing else to do. How do we really seriously annoy people at this point?
3 to 5 centimeter cotton swab, 1.2 to 2 inches into the anus and gently rotating it. You're not gently doing nothing if you got something up my ass. But yeah, so Japan asked China to stop it. And then another stupid article Swear to God.
I don't even know where to come back from that. I'm sorry.
No, I want to make fun of Amazon. Apparently,
Dude, when I read this story, I burst out laughing because I immediately went and checked because I hadn't run my updates yet. And sure as shit, oh my God, it was true.
they're logos that like smile with the arrow, and then there was like a ribbon on top. Well, some genius said that's Hitler because, I don't even know where you would even get that or see that.
Dude, it looked exactly like the Hitler mustache.
Well, now that you look at it that way, you've looked at it for 15 years and never made the correlation.
And didn't think twice about it. But like I said,
they didn't have this icon for 15 years.
No, this was just the app, and it was like it wasn't out for very long.
Regardless,
said Amazon and had a shopping cart, which made 0 sense.
And here's the thing, they would have changed it and just shut up about it. No one would even know or cared. Like no one's gonna go, oh, you brought back that ribbon.
No, dude. They didn't announce this. The person or someone that noticed it pointed it out to them and made sure somebody else knew about it.
I'm seeing this tweet again. One guy makes a tweet and it becomes this sensational story. The toothbrush, and Charlie Chaplin, they're going on and on about that. Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. The headline or the story that I thought was even better than that was the plastic surgeon, because we all loved the story of the lawyer that couldn't take off the cat filter.
Oh my God.
There's a plastic surgeon in California who joined traffic court while in an operating room with a patient on the table to fight a ticket.
People went nuts about this. Well, for one, it's
do you want your surgeon to be not focusing 100% on your surgery?
Well, no, it's the hip. Mostly it was because it's a HIPAA violation. Dude, when I was, I just had surgery. I was under. I don't know what the hell the guy was doing. He could have been singing Piano Man for all I know. Like, you know what I mean?
2-inch Q-tip up your butt.
Just sticking Q-tips up my butthole, right? Probably could have. I don't know. I wouldn't have known. But did he?
Apparently, they're looking into like, does he need to have his license revoked? I mean, the medical board said they were diving in on this, and they were going to review the situation. And the best part was the judge was like, "Sir, like, are you in an operating room with a patient right now?" And he was like, "Yeah, no biggie. We can proceed."
It's not hard to reschedule. Do you see the other one where the guy didn't have a shirt on?
No.
It's like, oh yeah, look it up right now. He got on a Zoom call, and the judge is like, did you just roll out of bed? He's like, yeah. He goes, you mind putting a shirt on before we get going? It's like, oh, okay. And it's like, he's like, I've seen a lot of people dress like shit to court, but never like.
Yeah, it might be via Zoom, but it's still court.
Right.
Do not piss off the judge.
And that's what I've noticed. Do you ever notice that? Like, back in the day when I did all those WebEx calls, like you have to be more attentive. Like you can't even like eat something and someone's going to call you out on it. Like I could walk into a meeting, like an in-person meeting with a bag of Skittles and 2 Red Bulls
and sit there and eat them and drink and nobody would give a shit.
No one cares. If you do it on a Zoom call, it was like, what are you drinking, Bob? Today I got yelled at, like, were you eating popcorn during this thing? And I go, no, it's Asian mix for 1. For 2, it's delicious. Like, you know what I mean? But like, I've noticed like sales calls, you have to like eyes up, pay attention to everything. Not go on mute.
Weird.
Craziness.
People are nuts. I guess the next, hey, this has been, people are nuts, putting Facebook on fire again for the last week or so. Apparently, and it kind of got misrepresented. So the Dr. Seuss, the trust that runs all of the foundation of all the Dr. Seuss library and all that kind of stuff, opted to remove 6 books from publication. Of those 6, there is only 1 that I had ever heard of before.
I've never heard of any of them.
The other 5, the Mulberry Street I'd heard of.
Mulberry Street, I knew.
Oh, yeah.
But like the other ones I had never heard of before in my life. And so everybody was like, oh my God, censorship, cancel culture. And then people try to, dude, here's the thing. Like, if you want to get pissed off, and this is the part of the one article I read that I friggin' loved. Dude, you want to get offended by shit? Go look at the work that Dr. Seuss, Mel Blanc, and the rest of your Warner Brothers cast and crew did for the military during World War II.
The late 30s especially.
Go look at those cartoons.
So during this, I got a gift on Friday.
Dude, amazing.
For those of my Facebook friends, they might have seen it or might not have seen it, but it's Dr. Seuss's The 7 Lady Godivas, and the artwork in it it's naked ladies. The whole, I haven't read it yet, front to back.
You're just reading it for the articles?
Yeah, totally. But it's a Dr. Seuss pen. I believe it's 1936 or 1939. They redid it in 86 or brought it back out. It's a reissue.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but it's something that I will cherish forever. But yeah, everybody's like crazy up in arms about the Dr. Seuss band Hammer.
And then the next one that came out, and we didn't even shoot the links across for this, but the one that I've gotten into several arguments with people about is, Disney pulled, Dumbo and a few other movies. No, Disney Plus did not pull any movies. If you have an account set up in your house for someone under the age of 7, no, they can't sit there and watch Dumbo. Because the whole thing with the crows and everybody wants to, they want you to have a conversation with your kids about stereotypes and all that kind of crap. And so no, they didn't pull them. They just kept, your 6-year-old can't sit down and watch them by themselves. There is a plethora of other content they can watch by themselves. And so you can still use the TV as a babysitter all you want to, Karen. So just, whatever, just shut up.
Speaking of that, I'm you're going to make fun of me totally, but I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty lately. I've been talking about it slightly.
No.
And Mark and I were on, a friend of mine, and it's trios. And the third one is a kid, could not have been a day over 6 years old. And the kid's like, where do you guys want to land? And you just heard Mark goes, all I heard was you sighing, like, oh, God, like, what? Why? Like, why is this parent letting this kid play Call of Duty? Like, I didn't let my daughter played Grand Theft Auto till she was like late 15, like almost just turned 16. Like, no, and she kept bugging me when she was 13, 12. Like, no, you're not playing it.
Yeah.
At 16, it's like whatever. At this point, the cat's out of the bag. But like the amount of children, little children that are playing Call of Duty, is just mind-boggling to me. Mm-hmm. And it's like, Tulio even says, he goes, I want to just say, can you get your dad on the mic? And he's like, what are you doing? Like, my 7-year-old's playing Mario Kart. That's about the extent of it. Like,
that
for the love of God.
I just want to let you know you're failing as a parent. That's all I needed. That's all I wanted to say.
Right. Speaking of failing as a who in the blue hell sat in a meeting room and pitched hand sanitizer cam.
Dude.
And then they did it. And then they said it was okay.
And didn't see anything wrong with a giant sport cam shot up on the Jumbotron with a hand sanitizer bottle splooging all over people. And
it doesn't look like hand sanitizer coming out. No. It looks like a shot from Peter North.
Splooging.
If you know who that is. And the worst one was, there's like that pretty girl like by herself, and it's going right on her boobs, right on her boobs, right on her boobs. And you're like, are you kidding me? Who did this? And you sit there and watch, and it's like, it's just these lobs of gravy getting dropped on people. And they're like rubbing their hands. And it's the most ridiculous. I've never been more embarrassed for a arena marketing, whoever put this together.
But again,
they're either giggling or they're getting fired. There's no in between.
They're talking about it.
It got us talking about. I don't know who it was for. I don't even know what brand hand sanitizer. I don't even know what game it was in.
What arena it was in. I don't know. That was possibly one of the dumbest things that came across this.
I don't even know you can get fans in arenas now. So that's how much I know.
Yeah. Well, apparently, only 500 of them. So yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that the new rule? Because my corner bar stayed open until 11 on Friday. That was kind of.
Yeah, no, so that's it. No, so I think soon it's opening. If it hasn't already, I believe it's up to 1,000, like at the dojo. But I'm I'm not,
I thought
going
it
to any sporting events anytime
yeah,
soon.
750 maybe.
Yeah, I'm
It's
not.
like 100 for small arenas and
It's a thing, but
750.
speaking.
But the
of
casinos are wide open. Go to the casino.
No, they're 30% capacity.
30%. Well, yeah, they're supposed to be at 30. But speaking of dumbness in social media, apparently, I wrote down the Redskins because that's what they've been my whole life. The Washington football team.
You can't say that, Dave.
The cheerleaders found out they were getting fired via Twitter. That's always amazing.
Twitter. Did they really? Was that by Twitter?
Yeah, like they didn't even know. Like a tweet came out from the Washington football team that said, in order to have a more diverse presence, yada yada, they're going to replace I don't even know what they call them now because they used to be the Redskinettes. I
don't know what they were ever called.
They were replacing the cheerleading squad with a diverse multi-gender squad, whatever it was, and that's how they found out. They were like
more inclusive co-ed dance squad.
Yeah, so one of the cheerleaders saw that tweet, and that's how she found out that she was out of a job.
See, my favorite was they've been screaming for cheerleaders for Lions games my entire life, and my favorite thing was always in the Silverdome. I don't think they ever did it in Ford Field. It was always the baton twirlers were in each corner of the the field or in the by the stands. And all you do when the game sucked, which was every game, you just watched them and prayed that they dropped it. And when they dropped it, everybody cheered. That was like who. And then everybody's screaming for cheerleaders. It's like who sits there in the stands when there's a break? You're gonna go get a beer or pee,
right?
And that's what they go. No, I'm not getting up. The cheerleaders are gonna dance to "Baby Got Back," and I gotta see it. Like I don't understand the fascination or the hatred.
So
I guess
my question is, why did they need to fire everybody? It's not like they pay these cheerleaders decently. Why couldn't they just hire a couple of male cheerleaders and call it good?
Now they have to.
Not a clue.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on anymore. This world, country, place, football, whatever.
It's sports ball. You know me, dude.
I'm tired of reading stuff. I just don't want to not read anything anymore. Every time I read stuff, I roll my eyes.
I mean, you got to respect though the snorkeler down in Florida that found $1.5 million in cocaine, and turned it in.
Don't you think? See, this is a great movie.
I guess I should qualify. He turned in $1.5 million worth of coke.
Right. See, this is a good movie. Like a nerdy guy finds all this coke, and then he goes down to the street and says, "Hey, you guys know I could sell some coke," and then he turns into a kingpin. This has got movie written all over it. But he goes to the bad guy. It's almost like Walter.
It becomes like Project X Scarface. It's
right, like Breaking Bad. but there's no reason why he's selling it other than he's just sick of working.
Yeah. Well, he's in the middle of a pandemic.
Right.
Yeah.
Bored. How did he know it was 1.5 million? Did someone have to tell him?
That's what the news story reported. That's what the sheriff's department reported. What was the value?
20. Yeah. There was. Yeah. It's like the 15 commandments. 10 commandments.
Right. The 15.
We found it.
He turned
75. 25.
Right. Yeah. He turned in $1.5 million worth of cocaine.
Wait, hold on. What's the math in that? 25 bricks worth 1.5 million. So each brick's worth 60 grand-ish.
That's about right.
You're like, oh yeah, that's totally the number. No, I didn't know that. That's sort of.
No, that's wholesale. Excuse me, that's retail, not wholesale. That's like street value, not selling.
So you're lucky to get half that if you're gonna.
Wholesale. Yeah, because that's the thing. And I think we actually talked about this at one point. The whole thing that's really super weird about cocaine is that apparently the price hasn't changed since the 80s. What a key sold for in the Miami Vice days is still what a key sells for in wholesale. I just watched
a show how they make it. It's bizarre. It's in a pit, the banana, the banana ovens. They come kerosene and. No, yeah.
Probably sharing too much. So speaking of fire, SpaceX had a successful launch and had a successful landing until it blew up on the pad after it landed.
What was it? A rapid unplanned deconstruction?
Yes, I loved the
Stop.
And then actually on the
An honorable discharge. That's what he called it. That's what Elon Musk called it.
Of course he would.
Yeah.
Tell me what an NFT is.
A non-fungible token.
What is that?
It's a thing that has no replacement.
A token full of fungus.
You can't get another one of it. Its identity is verified on the Ethereum blockchain. So even if you make a copy of it, the copy doesn't have the same signature as the original one.
So what you're saying is it's blockchain, throw poop against canvas, and that's art, but it's blockchain.
Yeah, the biggest one so far has been the NBA selling clips of like players making shot baskets or whatever.
He's
they're going
posted
for
a new
like
work
6
of art
figures.
for 5,000 days. These pieces are brought together in one digital collage every day. Is the first 5,000 days, minted as an NFT, auctioned off by Christie's. Current bid $3 million.
Yeah.
And what is it?
So I don't know. But
I mean, to me, that just means it's how I cook. Because like when I cook, I don't use recipes, so nothing comes out the same way twice. So why?
What does fungus have to do with it, though? A non-fungible token.
That just actually, I was just no.
Oh, but you can't exchange it for another thing of equal value. So
Right.
once you buy it, you can't sell it.
No, you can sell it. There's just nothing else that is. It's the one of a kind thing. So there's no replacement of it.
I can sell something one of a kind once a day. Who's buying?
And that was part of that article that Christie's apparently took a bunch of these, especially one of this artist who had done one a day, put them all together, and I think it was 5,000 of them in total.
Yeah.
And the current bid is $3 million.
Yeah, where were you?
Off getting a drink while we talk about that.
Oh, sorry, I was refilling.
I mean, hell, I'll poop in. I got a lot of shoe boxes. I'll poop in a shoebox every day. One of a kind.
That's that's your colon test, Bob. That's
I know.
So now
I got to do
now
that,
that
by
this
the way.
is a thing and people are spending money on it, all sorts of services are popping up where artists and musicians can sign up to sell unique works.
Crypto punks, pixelated avatars, $900,000. A real alien crypto punk cost $900,000. 1,390 Ethereum, $2 million bid. I'm 3,100.
art is it's like any other collectible. It's worth whatever somebody's willing to pay for it. That's
A fool and his money are soon parted.
I almost paid $100 for a Ric Flair Funko Pop, so I'm an idiot too. I didn't do it. I wanted to.
I'm actually shocked you didn't, Bob.
It was on StockX. I'm like, I gotta have this one.
Which
got like
Girl,
the
I'm not gonna
blue.
do it.
which
I'm
makes
not
me
gonna do it, girl. I
Like,
did it.
I love that StockX like went from sneakers to just whatever. Like it's now eBay.
Oh, it's totally eBay.
Yeah.
It's easier than eBay. eBay's a pain in my dick. I can't
think
bid
you might
on
be
nothing.
doing
I
it
gotta
wrong.
sit and watch it to the end.
I think you're doing it wrong, Bob.
No, it's I just bid on something, and then like 10 minutes later, like, oh, you've been outbid. Then I gotta sit and watch it for the whole time.
And
Time for that.
sniping and all that. Like, is that still a thing? Like, I remember when that was 15 years ago. That was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Is that it?
No, we lightly touched on COVID. I thought, we've talked about how, colleges and universities are basically requiring, they have certain protocols for, students if you're going to be on campus, that kind of stuff. And apparently there are 375 students who have ignored those requirements. And so as a result, they were locked out of everything except their dorms.
Well, that's at Michigan.
Yeah, U of M, yeah.
So what do they have to do to be compliant?
Get tested.
That's it?
Yep.
Mhm.
Why don't they just go test it?
That was kind of U of M's point.
Loss of their M card access. Jeez. And they got reminders and
Oh yeah, they tried to reach him a whole bunch of times, and yet it was a thing. But yes, I mean, like I said, I mean that's about all that like really jumped out at me this week. I'm kind of looking forward to just doing a little reminiscing next week about the prior year's chaos, because it's bizarre to me that it's been a year since we've been in studio, man.
Yeah, I I saw a thing. There was a funny picture I actually saw. Like they were doing it in 1918 too, and it was a Spanish flu, and they were all wearing masks. There was one woman that had it below her nose. Type of
History absolutely repeats itself. I mean,
yeah. We're just dealing with it now, so just I want it normal as much as the next human being. I think people want to go to. I think the one thing, it's concerts, man. That's the one thing I think that, like bars and stuff, you can go get a drink, but like the concert, like people, like that was a big deal in a lot of people's lives and huge memories.
Well,
I know I had tickets.
People want to work concerts. I mean, that was the
right.
entertainment industry was a huge thing that employed a shit ton of people, whether it's concerts or theater or stand-up clubs and that kind of dude. That took out huge swaths of the economy.
Well, I know there's a lot of a friend of mine's in the magic scene, and there's again, the people that evolved and changed. There's some couple people making killings doing virtual shows,
right?
And it's the ones that kind of changed, modified, adopted a new way. And again, it's no different than the restaurants. It's no different than business in general. There's ebbs and flows are going to be the business for the rest of your lives. Who's going to adopt, and who's going to get gobbled up by Walmart? You know what I'm saying? It's just it's a matter of fact.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it is interesting to see, like, as things are, starting to loosen up a little bit and starting to, like you said, your local bar, stays open until 11 now. As that continues, I'm curious to see, how things go. I think people are so pent up and so a little bit overly anxious to get out there that I am a little worried about the ripple effect, but we'll see what happens.
The election's over, so they're not going to be. They don't post about it anymore on mainstream media. They used to post it every day. They don't post it anymore.
What do you mean?
Every news place would say how many cases and how many deaths every single day.
I see it on my feed every day.
I see it once a week, maybe one or two.
Yesterday's cases. Yes. Oh yeah. No, I see it all the time. You hit at them all, Bob.
They hit everything.
Did we want to talk about the fight that's going on between the two ends of Woodward?
Oh, I thought you meant the fight at Bed Bath & Beyond.
I don't know. Did I miss that story?
I believe you sent it over. The fight from Quicken down at the beginning of Woodward and the fight in Pontiac at the end of Woodward with United Wholesale.
Interesting move. I am curious to see how this plays out. I believe it was Matt, the CEO, who basically came out and said, if you're going to do, like, if you, like, brokers out there, if you're going to do business with Quicken, you can no longer do business with us. And I had it explained to me a little bit that part of it is the politics that go into things, where I guess Quicken has developed, and again, I'll preface this all with hypothetically and allegedly, and this is just what I've heard, has gotten a reputation for, like, poaching deals away from brokers, stealing their books of business, that kind of stuff. And so, Matt's whole thing was, hey, we're trying to make the industry better. And if you don't want to make the industry better, then we don't want to work with you. But I think it's kind of an intriguing move to draw a line in the sand that if you're going to, hey, it's almost like Microsoft back in the day, which led to all the antitrust litigation and all that crap, that, either you're going to run on our shit or you're not going to do business with us. Kind of curious to see how this is all going to play out.
Yeah, I plead the fifth because I got friends at both companies.
Same, yeah.
No, but I just when I talked about it with a couple of my close friends over there, my only equation was like, I go, if Cisco ever said you can't buy HP, most IT vendors would be like, kiss my ass. Okay, fine, I'll work with you. But they've never went there. So right. I'm just again, this is kind of a new ground. So I'm curious to see how it plays out too. Because again, choice is a good thing. That's kind of been their mantra too. Right. Choice is good. So, you fire a shot across the bow. It's good for, you see what happens.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I kind of want to see how it's going to play out, because it is a ballsy move. I mean it takes a lot of stones to go ahead and throw that gauntlet down. So I'm kind of curious to see how that plays out for him.
Well, there's a lot at stake right now. There's a lot of I guess my rocket stock went through the roof because there was 40% of it was shorted. So Reddit got a wind of that.
Reddit, yeah.
So all of a sudden I get a text from my broker going, "Rocket baby to the moon," and I'm like, "What?" And I look at it, it's like 40 something. I bought Shores too at IPO, so it's all good.
Did you see the most accurate flat map of the Earth ever?
I totally misunderstood this when it came across. Like, I thought somebody had done a flat Earth map, like one of those people had done like a flat Earth map, and I was like, oh, mother of God! And then I clicked through to it, and it's actually just because that's one of the things. It's hard to take a 3D thing like a globe, which it is.
Not a globe.
It's
out of here,
and turn it into a 2D rendering. And there was actually a whole lot of science that went into this, and I thought it was fascinating.
Yeah, so basically, if you look at it, it's two circles with the North Pole and South Pole at the exact center of each circle.
That's what SpaceX should do. Trips to the edge, look over the side.
I feel like there should be Kickstarters to put flat earthers in space.
They'll still say it's flat.
Yeah, it's a trick or something. Yeah.
No, it's a trip to the edge, and it never ends. You start flying left, and you'll fly forever until it runs out of gas.
Hit this big
jettison up there, and
here there be dragons.
Yeah, right.
Right.
All right.
That it?
Is this it for $3.90? What else? Is there anything else on TV I need to watch? I'm running out of shit.
I still need to watch season 3 of Disenchantment because I keep forgetting about it.
Okay, I got Transformers Disenchantment. Keep going.
Just getting ready to watch the Murder Among Mormons documentary, so I can talk about that with the Trash Pandas girls this week. Who doesn't love murder? Who doesn't love Mormon? Oh, no. Dude, Wednesday.
This is what I love.
No, Wednesday, the new South Park special drops.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's Wednesday. Yep, Wednesday, the new. I can't believe I almost forgot about that. Wednesday at I think it's 10 o'clock.
I was just laughing because I'm like, oh no, we have to ban. There's so many people that are in love with serial killer dramas, but like if there's ever a serial killer, they're like, ban guns. We need to stop this. I'm so. And then they live,
Did you see the SNL skit that they did about basically girls obsessed with murder porn?
What now?
Oh, dude, and again, South Park did it first. I mean, South Park had the informative murder porn episode, which was hilarious. But South Park, it's like a little 2-minute music video about girls like waiting for their husband / guy friend / significant other to leave the house. No, I'm just gonna like have a little me time, and then breaking into song about whatever serial killer doc they're watching at the moment. It's great.
That's Hallmark at my house. If there was not Hallmark, this house would burn down.
But I do. I enjoy. Like I said, inevitably, every one of those documentaries that I've watched has been at least half again as long as it needed to be. But
except for that trash one at the hotel, that one was 3 episodes too long.
Well, like I said, the one at Cecil Hotel could have been 2 episodes.
That was an hour long.
I'll give him that
show.
Well, because you had
with commercials, 42 minutes. Kiss my ass.
You could have one episode with all of the actual events of it, and you could have another episode. Honestly, I would have liked to have heard more about the musician guy that got caught up by the web sleuth community.
I just wanted to see the managers just like with their eyes lighting up about all the dead bodies they found.
Dude,
you love that shit.
Dude, like I said, the craziest line in that entire doc to me was when the couple from England was standing outside talking to the press, and they were like, yeah, so the water was discolored and the girl was basically decomposing in the water tanks, and we were brushing our teeth and taking showers in that water. And it pans to the manager, and she's like, oh yeah, they said they were disgusted. Well, what do you think it was like working here when that was going on? Like, I'm sorry, did you just seriously compare working at a hotel with brushing your teeth with dead body water? Like, yeah, wow.
Housekeeping, I think, is worse off. Just throwing that out there. You wanna? I don't. February 15th, all the housekeepers. Salute to you all. I feel bad. I'm just saying.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's the majority of what I've been watching.
Oh, the new Superman show is pretty good. I've only seen the pilot so far, but I think there are 2 episodes out now. Superman and Lois. It's on the CW, but it does not have the CW budget. It's very high quality.
What thing is that on?
CW.
Okay.
It's a regular TV show, so you can watch it next day on the CW app.
Okay. I probably won't.
No.
It's set in the same Arrowverse as Flash, Arrow, Supergirl. That one.
Oh, is anybody rushing out to get Paramount Plus?
No.
I have it because I had CBS Plus.
Oh,
Why?
And I just switched over. Yeah, changed names.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay.
For Star Trek.
Oh, that's Star Trek. All right. That's acceptable. Sorry for doubting you.
Fine.
Tired of paying for shit that I don't need to.
Speaking of which, you should watch those Star Treks if you haven't, the new ones. Discovery, Picard, Lower Decks if you're only going to watch one, watch Lower Decks. It's the animated one.
I was hilarious. Okay. Here's the thing: my Star Trek life is I love again. No, I love Shatner. Picard was medium. The beard guy, I couldn't stand that Star Trek, and I haven't but I love the movies.
The beard guy.
I don't know who's the beard guy. Had the Reading Rainbow guy in there.
Riker from number.
You know what his name was?
That was the same one as Picard was in.
Oh. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, Riker. Yeah, Riker.
That's how much I watched that crap. No, but I love the movies. That's the weird thing. Like I thought those were phenomenal.
Yeah. The original movies or the reboot series of movies?
The reboots.
Oh, yeah.
I still haven't watched any of them.
You haven't? Oh, I thought they were great.
I'm not a Star Trek guy.
Don't have to be. They're solid.
Okay.
It's got Wonder Woman's boyfriend is Shatner.
Yeah, well, I remember you bitching about that. Apparently there are only 4 actors in Hollywood that can do anything. Yeah.
Right. Ryan Reynolds is everyone. They're honestly worth the watch. They're filmed. They're good.
Speaking of him, I did find it interesting that there's this new theory that hasn't been confirmed yet. That basically Deadpool, with Ryan Reynolds as the actor, is going to take over the end credit cameos, or be the cameo actor in every Marvel movie moving forward.
What?
Replaces Stan Lee?
Yeah.
Stan Lee can't cameo anymore?
No. He's 74 characters. He might as well.
Yeah, why not? All right. I mean, that's all I got, dude. Anything else?
Right. No, hey, we're going to wrap things up for episode 390. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. On behalf of Bob, Dave, and Randy, do us a favor. Drink up your drinks. Get your phone numbers. You don't got to go home. You just got to get the hell out of here. See you next week. Drive careful. Beat it.
See you guys.